Well, hello there, you beautiful, amazing people. I'm some guy called Aaron, and welcome to the channel. So, today I'm going to give my top 10 albums and a few honourable mentions for best album of the year. Now, it's been a pretty good year for some bands, and a pretty shit one for Iron Maiden. Yeah, possibly my worst album of the year. It was dog shit. Anyway, so without further ado, here we go. So in at number 10 is Mortiferium, Preserved in Torment. So yeah, this one was an interesting one. The more and more I listened to it, it went slightly lower in my list, and I think it went from number 9 to number 10 just before I started recording this. So yeah, it was just an odd one, really. The more and more I listened to it, it kind of was like, I just wish it was just a little bit faster, but I really enjoyed it. It's just this nice kind of chuggy death metal. It's good. I really enjoyed it. I'm going through a slight phase at the minute where I'm liking really fast, chuggy death metal. So it's probably unfair to say because I'm going through this at the minute. But really good album. Really good album. Definitely a top 10 for me. Really enjoyed it. Great album artwork. No complaints. No complaints at all. So, number 9 is Knife with Knife. So, this album, yeah, lots of knives. It's a band called Knife, with an album called Knife. The logo has the word knife in it, with a picture of a knife, with a man holding a knife. Lots of knives. Lots and lots of knives. Knife. Yeah, this is a really good one. It's like, I kind of get a whiff of like Judas Priesty kind of King Diamond vibe, but like a new kind of modern kind of thrash vibe. Really, really dig it. It's kind of like a blend of new and old, kind of that fusing together and making something pretty good, and I really enjoyed it. It's there's a slight resurgence of like the old kind of traditional heavy metal kind of coming back through in a few bands nowadays, and I love it, I love it, I love it. So that is my number 9. So my number 8 is Cadaveric Fumes, Echoing Chambers of Soul. So this band is now no longer together. They made a one-off album, and it was pretty awesome. I really enjoyed this. Just another chuggy death metal album. It's pretty awesome. I really do wish that hopefully we can pressure them to make another good album, because it was just fucking enjoyable. And the album artwork, it's just, oh, it's lovely. I really, really enjoyed this. It's a great album. You just put it on and play through it, start to finish. It was just a fucking brilliant, brilliant album. So that's my number 8 spot. So for my number 7 spot, all the way from Italy, it's Helslave from the Sulphur Depths. What an album. What an album. It was just absolutely impeccable. I love this. Just how to make an absolutely brilliant death metal album. God, I'm not doing it any service by talking about it. And okay, it's my number 7 spot, but Jesus, it was a fucking good album. It just takes you into it and then just goes in your face. Blasting vocals, great guitar, great drums, just loud. How a death metal album should be. It is just absolutely brilliant. And there's not, to me, there's not a huge death metal sort of scene in Italy, but it's clearly growing and it's clearly getting bigger. Fuck me, this is a brilliant album. Go out, fucking listen to it. So for my number 6 spot is Unto Others, Strength. Now, this is a bit of an odd one for me in this so far. Well, there's a lot of death metal, a lot of black metal, all that sort of stuff. Sort of thrashy, heavy metal kind of vibe. Yeah, this has like a sort of Queensryche, sort of Sisters of Mercy kind of vibe. I really, really, really resonated with me. I really liked it. I mean, the single that they produced, When Will God's Work Be Done? Just an absolute brilliant track. It's those low sort of bassy vocals, and then it gets a little bit higher and rougher. It's just a great combination of just everything just fitted. It's not blasting heavy. You kind of got some old-fashioned vibes in there with like the Sisters Mercy kind of vibe. And then it's just these young guys taking on that, and it's just this weird fusion of just awesomeness. I love it. And it's just an enjoyable album. And I can't really say anything bad about it. It's a little bit different for me. I really, really enjoyed it. I really dug it. So for my number 5 spot, it's Herzel, Le Dernier Herzel, Dernier Rampart. Herzel, Le Dernier Rampart. Ugh. French. Yeah, this album was absolutely just blew me away, and it for me this was like after just the sheer disappointment of Iron Maiden. This had that old fashioned Iron Maiden vibe, sort of that Number of the Beast Killers vibe, and it just that twin guitars just going to harmonies and those vocals, and the whole album is in French. I have no idea what they're singing about, but fuck me, I enjoyed it. You just play it and you just sort of you fall away into this Dungeons and Dragons sort of Warhammer vibe, and you just sit there dreaming about castles and shit, and it just it's great. I absolutely fucking loved this. Like I said, it's got this like old school Iron Maiden twin axe attack sort of thing going, and you're just God. I wish this was a bigger band. I really do. I fucking enjoyed it. It was so good, and you don't hear many bands nowadays do it in their native language. Like I said, I have no idea what they're singing about, or I have to look it up. But fuck me, it is so good, and they're French. Just you have this little sort of French flair to it. This little, just I can't quite put my finger on it of what it is, but it just has this little magical sort of flow to it. Oh, it's absolutely fucking brilliant. I love it. I love this album, and I cannot recommend it enough. So, from a number 4 spot is Wormwitch with Wolf Hex. So this year's been pretty awesome for black metal bands. I think there's been strong contingents. But this album, originally it was going to be really low down for me. And the more and more I listened to it, I thought, I fucking love this. The album artwork's amazing. I love it. And just everything about it. It's got like a little bit of a thrash vibe to like the black metal band, and just this weird sort of concoction coming together and making this amazing album. I fucking loved it. And the album artwork, just that rampant wolf. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's such a fucking good album, and I cannot recommend it enough. Oh, yeah. Fucking, I love me a bit of black metal, and this is probably, maybe on another day, my favorite death metal, black metal album. But yeah. So for my number 3 spot is 1914. So for my number 3 spot is 1914, Where Fear and Weapons Meet. So for me, this has been my most enjoyable black metal band, and it's kind of like a weird kind of combination where they have like that historical storytelling of power metal and like the old fashioned heavy metal, that Iron Maiden vibe for the lyrics and the way the story goes in the song, but they fuse it with black metal. I just love it, and I'm a big old heavy metal fan. Love me a bit of power metal, but the black metal vibe just so good. So for me, 1914, where fear and weapons meet, just my favorite black metal album of the year. It is absolutely just brilliant. I love the little curveballs they throw in there, where they have like a really weird opening of like the old timey like record gramophone playing, and it's a I can't remember, is it Sarajevo sort of soldier fighting in the war, and just this old sort of crackling old gramophone vibe. And then throughout it, you have these little mandolins played, and just these odd songs that you're like, black metal, black metal. Whoop, what's this? Black metal, black metal, black. Whoop, what's this? And it's just this weird sort of, dare I say, psychedelic journey. Even though everything's about war and killing, and it's black metal. Yeah, this is my favorite black metal album of the year, and it's my number three. God, it's a fucking good album. So, my number two spot is Every Time I Die, Radical. Covered in blood! Give us our pain! Give us our pain! Start over! This time no gods and let's do women! So, another absolute banger from Every Time I Die. I can't ever think of them having a shitty album. They're just one of those bands. They're like up there with like Mastodon. They don't make bad albums. I fucking love this. It's just the riffs and especially the fucking bass in this whole album is absolutely on point. Keith Buckley, just but I can sing, do everything. I'm just an absolute storyteller for the lyrics. But it's just an absolute phenomenal album, and I have to say that the way I can best describe it is it's like the Mighty Bush if they were in a hardcore band. Just, I love this. And my number one spot, unsurprisingly, just the fucking best death metal album of the year. Cannibal Corpse, Violence Unimagined. So, Cannibal Corpse are back with just another fucking brilliant album. Just, what can I say that's not already been said about Cannibal Corpse? Brutality in song. They come at you, they come out swinging, and from song one all the way to the end, it's just bang, 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 bang. Oh, it's great. So they got a new guitar player, and they sort of, I think they've kind of gone back to like their old days, where it's like got like a slightly thrashier vibe to it rather than just a. It's you can dare I say hum the riffs, but it's just got this nice sort of thrashy, not as heavy they have been, but it's just a nice, good thrash vibe with just fucking George Fisher on top. The bass is amazing, the drums are always awesome, but fucking George Fisher again. the neck. Oh god, cannibal fucking corpse. Yeah, this was a nice highlight of the year for me. Just the shit that you've had to deal with Iron Maiden, and I will come back to that again and again and again because that fucking album, it's just an abysmal abomination where it was literally phoned in. This is an absolute triumph of an album with a band are like, let's go old fashioned and let's go old school Cannibal Corpse, start to finish. Oh, it gets you going. It's so fucking good. So my number one is Cannibal Corpse. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and stay awesome.